Imagine this, a sprinter crosses the finish line first, arms raised in victory, only to learn days later his win was a lie fueled by drugs. Moments like that don't just break records, they shatter trust in the games we love. Sports scandals have a way of ripping open the heart of competition, showing us the raw side of fame, greed, and human flaws. This piece dives into the biggest sports controversies that grabbed headlines worldwide. We'll look at doping messes, fixed matches, racial fights, and power abuses across eras and sports. From track fields to boardrooms, these historical sports moments exposed cracks in the system and sparked real change. If you've ever wondered how fair play can crumble so fast, stick around. We're unpacking the drama that redefined athletics. Doping has plagued sports for decades, turning heroes into villains overnight. These scandals didn't just taint individual wins, they rocked entire leagues and forced tougher rules. Let's break down some key cases that still echo today. Ben Johnson stunned the world in Seoul when he blazed to victory in the 100-meter dash. He beat rivals like Carl Lewis in a blur of speed that seemed unbeatable. But joy turned to shock 2 days later. Tests showed stanozolol, a banned steroid, in his system. Officials stripped his gold medal right away. Johnson lost his title, and track and field's image took a huge hit. Fans started questioning every fast time from then on. This mess kicked off a global push against performance-enhancing drugs, PEDs. It showed how one cheat could make everyone doubt the sport's purity. The fallout led to stricter testing worldwide. Johnson's case became a warning tale for athletes everywhere. Even now, it pops up in talks about clean competition. Lance Armstrong built an empire on cycling wins, surviving cancer to claim 7 Tour de France titles. His story inspired millions, but it hid a dark secret. For years, he and his team used blood doping and other PEDs to stay ahead. He denied it all, even suing critics who spoke out. Then, in 2013, Armstrong confessed on TV. The US anti-doping agency detailed a scheme involving doctors, teammates, and cover-ups. He lost every title and faced lawsuits that cost him millions. A former teammate, Tyler Hamilton, later said the doping was team-wide, like a twisted family rule. Anti-doping chief Travis Tygart called it the biggest fraud in sports history. This scandal wiped out Armstrong's legacy and exposed cycling's weak oversight. It changed how we view endurance sports. Riders now face random tests year-round.
WADA just spent $50 million in 2025 fighting cheaters, and they're still losing the war. Gene-editing drugs now dodge every old test. They track athletes with biological passports, spotting weird blood changes over time. But swimming and weightlifting? Still seeing busts every year. Experts warn that tech makes cheating easier than ever. The solution? AI tools that scan patterns and educate young athletes before they start. Because past scandals taught us one thing: stay vigilant or fair play dies. Which scandal shocks you most? Drop it in the comment.
The Black Sox Scandal. In 1919, 8 Chicago White Sox stars threw the World Series against the Cincinnati Reds. Gamblers paid them to lose, promising cash for tanking key plays. The Sox had talent but low pay, so some bit. Fans learned the truth months later through news leaks. Commissioner Kennesaw Mountain Landis banned all 8 for life, no appeals. This saved baseball from total ruin but left scars. The event inspired the movie 8 Men Out. It showed how greed can poison team spirit. Baseball added strict anti-gambling rules after that. Key players involved: Shoeless Joe Jackson, who hit 375 but still got banned. Impact: attendance dipped, but Landis's tough stance rebuilt trust. Calciopoli in Italian football. Italian soccer exploded in scandal when wiretaps caught club bosses rigging refs. Juventus led the pack, influencing who officiated matches to favor their team. Other clubs like AC Milan and Lazio joined in. Prosecutors released tapes of calls plotting referee picks. Juventus dropped to Serie B, lost titles, and paid huge fines. Fans rioted, and the league lost sponsors. This match-fixing scandal highlighted soccer's dark underbelly. It targeted sports gambling corruption head-on. Serie A reformed with independent referee boards. The case led to over 20 arrests. It changed how Europe views league fairness. Protecting integrity, Modern prevention measures. Leagues now watch betting odds closely. If a game's line shifts weirdly, alarms go off. The NBA and FIFA partner with firms like Sportradar to flag risks. Athletes get training on spotting fixer approaches. Hotlines let them report threats anonymously. Penalties? Lifetime bans for proven cheats. Real-time tools. AI scans thousands of bets per match. Global packs. Interpol helps track cross-border schemes. These steps cut fixes by 30% in the last decade, per reports. But vigilance stays key. Racial injustice and social protest on the global stage. Sports aren't just games, they mirror society's fights. Racial controversies have sparked protests that outlast scores. From barriers to bold stands, these moments pushed for equality. The Mexico City Olympics Black Power Salute. Tommy Smith and John Carlos stood on the podium after winning 200-meter medals. They bowed heads and raised black-gloved fists during the U.S. anthem. It was a silent cry against racism back home. The crowd booed, officials kicked them out of the village. Smith lost his job, and both faced death threats. But years later, they earned honors as civil rights heroes. Sociologist Harry Edwards called it a spark for athlete activism. The salute hit global TV, forcing talks on inequality. It proved sports stages could host real change. This act inspired future protests. It showed athletes' power off the field. The integration battles in American sports. Jackie Robinson broke baseball's color line in 1947 with the Brooklyn Dodgers. He faced slurs and spikes but stole bases and hearts. His grit opened doors for black players everywhere. In the NFL, early stars like Fritz Pollard fought similar hate in the 1920s. The NBA integrated in 1950 with teams drafting African American talent. Yet violence lingered, like fans throwing at players. These fights tied to bigger civil rights wins. They exposed sports' role in segregation. Today, we see echoes in diversity pushes. Milestones. Robinson's rookie year drew 1.8 million fans. High-profile player protests today. Colin Kaepernick knelt during the anthem in 2016 to protest police brutality. It split fans and leagues, costing him his NFL job. Others joined, wearing shirts or linking arms. This builds on 1968's fire. Debates rage on free speech versus patriotism. Leagues now have rules but allow quiet stands. Athletes like Naomi Osaka pause pressers for mental health, tying to social justice.
Legacy and learning from sporting scandals. These biggest sports controversies, from Johnson's sprint to Nasser's crimes, lay bare the flaws in our games. They show how doping fixes racism and abuse test fair play's limits. Each one forced rules to tighten and minds to open. Looking ahead, media spots issues quicker, thanks to phones and social posts. Regulations grow stronger, with global bodies like WADA leading. Yet human greed lingers, so we must watch close. Fair play hangs by a thread. Stay alert, cheer the clean wins, and support those who call out wrongs. What scandal shocked you most? Share in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going.